Exciting road win this past weekend up in Annapolis, and I think we talked about it last week. Tough place to play, and a really good football team. And with 2 weeks to get ready, you kind of knew what it was going to be. Senior day up there, 25 seniors being recognized, and I knew it was going to be a good one, and it was. Went right down to the wire, and what a way to win it. But I think it continues to show just the growth of this group, and their ability to finish close ball games here after we've had our share of close losses, and so it's back-to-back weeks getting big road wins in conference play in the fashion that we've won them in. Shows the continued belief, resiliency, confidence, growth, all those things. So really proud of the kids, and the way they stuck together and found a way to get it done. So good win. Obviously that one you had to get over pretty quick, and so we started on Cincinnati yesterday. Regular season finale, last home football game of the year, Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium this Friday afternoon at 3:30. Big football game for our program. It's a chance to hopefully get win number 8. It'll be tough. You're playing one of the top couple of teams in the country. Obviously they've had a special season. They've nobody's knocked them off. Undefeated. So I think highest ranked opponent to ever visit Dowdy-Ficklin Stadium. I think Miami back in the 80s was maybe ranked 3rd coming in here. So I anticipate them probably being about the same. Tough task. But you know what? Exciting time. And if you'd have told me back in the summer we had this situation going into this ball game, I promise you, me and everybody else around Greenville would have taken it. So the kids are motivated. They're excited about the game. The biggest thing is just really need Pirate Nation. So need our student body. I know it's Thanksgiving weekend, but we'll celebrate Thanksgiving on Saturday. Let's fill Dowdy-Ficklin on Friday afternoon. So should be a good one. Questions?
Coach, it being senior day, a lot of seniors who have played a big role in this turnaround, and also maybe the guys who have a year of eligibility remaining. Have
right.
Those conversations taking place on if they want to come back, or is that something that will be decided after the season?
Well, I've kind of left it up to them. We're recognizing the guys that are in the last year of eligibility. There may be a couple of others that are participating also, but it'll be great to recognize those guys, and then the primary focus is obviously Cincinnati. Everybody wants to end it on a win. I think that any decisions that might be made otherwise after the season, we'll address that after the season. But
Coach, can you just tell us a little bit about the kick and after the game scholarship for
Well, obviously, huge kick. Walk-on freshman, first-year starter, to hit a 54-yarder in Annapolis on a cool night, with 4 seconds left. They don't get any more clutch than that. There was no doubt about it. When he hit it, you knew it was good. That thing would have been good from 60. So, great job by him. Great job with the protection. Obviously we had a pretty heavy rush coming. Great snap, great hold. The battery right there of Slade and John and Owen. They've been consistent all year long. I think he really has. And I told him after the game, I said, I'd already decided, you're going on scholarship anyway. I hadn't told anybody that, him or his parents or anybody. There's no better moment to tell him. And obviously that's, makes it that much more of a special moment for him. Really proud of him. I felt like coming out of last year, when Jake decided to not return, we elected not to take a transfer or anything like that, just because I had a really good feeling about him. after last year, and we have a couple of guys that came in to compete with him. But really, he's done a great job preparing himself for this opportunity, and it's and everybody sees kind of his personality. I mean, I think everybody got a glimpse of that last week, and you understand why. I've said he really has the perfect personality for a kicker. He really does, because he's never had a bad day. He's kind of unflappable. So, really excited for him.
Coach, without getting into too much trouble, what's the process when you have an officiating question like the hold that was picked up on the kickoff return, especially in a short week? Do you guys have guys that are editing that tape and sending it to the conference and saying, hey, we have a question about this because the TV people show it was obviously a tackle, not really a hold, it was more of a tackle. And obviously you had some words on the sideline about that thing too.
Well, we took care of all that yesterday. So there's a process for it, and so we followed the proper procedures.
Cincinnati coming up this week. They present all kinds of challenges with their offense. It's not your first go-round with Cincinnati. Talk a little bit about what you have to do to be effective defensively against a team like them.
Well, I mean, it's obviously, very potent offense. They're averaging, 40 points a game. I think it all starts with the quarterback. Ritter, he came back to try to have a chance at a special season like they're having, and he's the key to it all. I mean, he's dynamic with his legs. He throws the ball very, very well. He throws the ball well in the pocket. He throws the ball well on the run. The biggest, I think, improvement I've seen from him is just, I think that you can just tell they're putting a lot more on him with checks and stuff like that. And he does a good job of getting them in the right play and making the right IDs and stuff. The running back is right at 1,000 yards rushing for the season. So, I mean, he's, obviously having a great year also. The receivers, just the matchup problems that they present, whether it's the, 11 who has the great size, 7 in the slot who has the dynamic speed, 21 first play last week, play action home run shot, against SMU for 53-yarder to start the game. The tight ends, they present a lot of problems with their size and athleticism. They do a great job in the run game and the passing game. Offensive line, it's basically the same group we faced last year. Big, strong, athletic, long. So they are an extremely talented, experienced group. And, they do a great job with, the zone run game. They do a great job with the RPO passing game off of it. They have big play capability, like I mentioned. So, it's going to be a challenge for us. We've got to focus on, us all being on the same page and, being locked into, whatever's called. And, the film study this week's going to be important, to try to, make sure our kids are prepared formationally and alignments and things like that. But we just, we've got to go right at them. I mean, we've got to play our freaking tails off. We've got to, play defense the way we've been playing it all year. And we'll see. It's going to be a challenge, but our kids are excited about it. And so it's going to be an exciting afternoon for us next Friday.
Coach, how much flexibility and how much more does it allow you to do when you have a legitimate threat like Keaton Mitchell that other teams have to scheme against and have to worry about as being a pretty legitimate home run threat on every play, basically?
Well, I think any time you can get the ball in 47 or 25's hands, then obviously you've got a chance for a significant play. And Rajay and Keaton have done a great job all year of kind of that 1-2 punch. Obviously, Keaton started the game very well last Saturday, which I thought was important for us to come out and get on the board early. But I don't know how many of you guys remember signing day 2 years ago, but I was pretty amped up about those two, and I think everybody understands why now. He's a special player. He's a phenomenal young man. Both of them are, and glad they're Pirates.
Coach, it's well documented they faked the punt last year up 32. Is that something you bring up with your team at all this week, or is it something you just don't even bother to address?
I mean, our kids are, they know this is a big game for us. It's the biggest game of the year. It's the only one we got this week. And, that's our motivation is trying to get better every day and trying to prepare to play well Friday afternoon. Got a great opportunity for our program. It's going to be a big ball game for us, and really excited about the matchup.
Coach, I noticed your video crew does a great job putting what I call a hype video out there for the fans. So a big part of that last week was your pregame speech, or one of them called the sustained effort and violence speech. I was just curious, what goes into a great pregame speech? Is it something that's just off the cuff for you, or is there a lot of time and energy and thought put into it and you plan it out? And when the psychology behind it, when's the best time to deliver it, and how do you come up with it?
It's all that stuff is just kind of a culmination of the week. I mean, it's, because so much goes into the preparation for each game. And the big thing with the last couple of days before kickoff, you're focused on the schemes and getting everything ready X and O wise early in the week, and then refining it late in the week. But the mental preparation the last 48 hours or so before the game, like we've already talked about what kind of game this is going to be Friday, and what we've got to do to be prepared to play at our best in that game Friday afternoon. And so it kind of builds towards that, but it's all just natural kind of culmination of whatever has been kind of our theme for the week. But there's a certain obviously brand and belief that I have in how you're supposed to play the game and how I want this program to play, and that really hasn't wavered since I took the job. It's good to finally see that displayed on the field. But that's all that was. And the kids believe in it. They believe in how we want to play. They believe in what kind of identity we want, and that's the big key to it. I mean, because I don't have any eligibility left. I mean, I'm not the one out there playing, so it's those kids. And so if they believe in what we're doing, then we got a shot, and they believe in our style of play.
Coach, 4 wins in a row. With each win, the next game becomes that much bigger. I mean, the opportunity at hand this weekend, what would it mean to maybe take that even next step and knock off a top 5 program? And the opportunity that you guys have given yourself as a program with the previous 4 wins, how big does it make this game?
Well, I told the players before the game last Saturday, they're the ones that have created this. These ball games, they're big ball games because of what those kids have done on the field. Their play has each week made each ball game bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's exciting for them. But you can't get beyond. This game's no bigger than the last game. I mean, and I understand it is for everybody outside here, but you can't. As a coaching staff and as a players, you got to treat them all as that's the biggest game of the year. And you got to do the same things this week that you did last week, that you did the week before, that you did the week before that. I mean, it's the same preparation. It's in how you prepare, how you execute during practice throughout the week, because you're going to play on Saturday the way you play during the week, the way you practice during the week. And then it's your mental focus, that last 48 hours and being ready to play together at a high level. And so they just got to focus on the preparation, focus on, you can't get into getting too hyped and reading too much stuff into it, because then you go out there and start trying to do things that you haven't done all year, and you try to do too much, and that's when you see big mistakes. So it's just really the focus is on them and our process, and like I said, they've created this. They've created this because of the way they played on the field.
You sort of answered my question, Coach, but it is a huge game. It has national attention everywhere. 4th-ranked team, as you said, undefeated. Kids know that, obviously.
Yeah.
How do you keep that in, like you said, then for the guys? How do you make them go to that? This is just another game every week thing when you're playing a team like that has a chance to go to the playoff.
Right. We just talk about it. I mean, the one thing I promise the kids is I'm always, whether they like what I say or not, I'm always honest with them. I'm honest with them about good stuff. I'm honest with them about bad stuff. And, I'm not much of one to sugarcoat stuff. So it's pretty straight. And so we just talk about it. And it's, I think that there's lessons that have been learned. I mean, now that we've, some of those older kids, we've been together for a couple of years. And so there's lessons I can reference from, early in this season or from last year, or we use other teams across the country with certain examples and things like that. But we just talk about it. And it's, the whole thing is just us focusing on the guys that are in that building, the guys that are in that room. That's why, you can't pay any attention to the noise. You can't, and it's hard. It's harder now than it's ever been because, when I was playing, there wasn't social media. You weren't, you didn't live your life on your cell phone. It's hard right now. And so, but it's just constantly trying to message, what our thoughts for the week are and, and what's important right now and all that stuff. So that's all you can do. And, but I think our team has grown throughout the year and they've learned some valuable lessons about, what's important and what's not important.
You look at the 5th and 6th year guys in this program, Bivens, Bailey, Fernando, and Ramsour. I mean,
Right.
They could have transferred. They could have left this program. Instead, they're here. They've kind of helped us turn around. What do those guys mean going into senior day?
I mean, everything, because, we talked about it. Now, I've referenced it from time to time with our players. December 2nd, 2018, and it's the first night that I met the team. And it was, it was a beat-down group, and it was a group that had no confidence, that is a losing culture. And those guys, not many of them are still here. And the ones that are still here, those are the ones that I have just tremendous respect for. I respect them because of their mental toughness, their character, and the way that they have, those guys came back for one reason, and that was to do what they've done this year. And, you can say whatever you want. For the rest of their lives, they can carry that with pride, because not everybody could do what they have done. Not everybody could endure, the change, because the change has not been easy. And it's, that first year, they'll tell you it was not sunshine and rainbows. And it started to turn last year, and then it's turned significantly this year. But it's been their backs that this whole thing's turned on. So those kids will be special to me, for the rest of my life, for the rest of my career. And I and everybody else are indebted to them because they're the leaders, and it's why I trust them so much. Proud of them. And that's what's going to make Friday afternoon special when we recognize them, because, like I said, they could have chosen to not buckle down and do this, because it was not easy, but they chose to pursue this, and it's just a great story. And so, just really excited for them, really proud of them.
Any other questions for Coach?
Okay, last thing real quick, just one big thing I just want to kind of ask for is from our student body. The Boneyard's been a huge part of our home football games, especially this year, and it's been as electric and impactful and rocking as it has been all year. And I understand, Thanksgiving break and the timing of this ball game Friday afternoon, but as many students as we can get back here for that game at 3:30 Friday afternoon, we want you here. I know that the Pirate Club is offering, I think, 4 guest passes for each student ticket. So if you're with a bunch of friends and you can get them here cheering for the Pirates, we want them here also. But that student section is going to be important Friday afternoon. So we'd love to have the Boneyard rocking for kickoff at 3:30. So love to see you back here. Just know that you're important and you're impactful. Go Pirates.